What's up, everyone? This is Bacon, and today the release of Expedition, or as it was previously named, Golden Frontier, is out. I believe this is like the final version. This is no longer a beta. This is like their full rollout. Obviously, they'll probably still make changes as the game progresses, as like new things come out, pros, cons, whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. This is the first day, so you're kind of basically just setting things up, from what I understand. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We got our siege weapon here, so we have to go ahead and rally that. Let's go ahead and make our teams. I'm going to have a dimensional primarily team, and then let's just throw Awaken Brutus in there. Sure, let's use that pet. And then I'm going to have a team with Awakened Solace. If I can find her, there she is. There we go. Those will be my two teams for now. So let's go ahead and rally that. And then your siege weapon has arrived. Now get in there and fight. Tap the siege, blah, blah, blah. Yep, look at me, I'm battling. Teams will lose morale after every battle, depending on the outcome. Once morale reaches 0, the team will be forced to return to the camp and rest. We got some reinforcements. Okay, let's skip that. We won the battle. The treasures. So this is where you will be unlocking the treasures that basically give you buffs or boost throughout the event. You can see here. So for this first one, increases number of resource zones that can be occupied. And then if I unlock this one, which I will, increases the storage limit of tide shells. Tide shells are really important. You can buy a lot of things. You can also get rewards with them. So definitely something that you want to be focusing on obtaining. And then here, you can unlock these ones. There's only 5, it looks like, by completing these kind of quests. So unlock 5 treasures, participate in 4 attacks, earn 10 medals, etc. So you can see that there. Now here is one of the resource zones you can occupy. Go ahead and attack that. Phase 1. All right, cool. Preparations for battles seem to be underway at the capital. Go and see what you can do. So they are definitely incorporating these wish leaves into the event. These are brand new. These are for the new kind of awakened pets. So it's nice to have a way to get these. Let's go ahead and just kind of look at a few things. Occupy 1 tier 3 city. Alrighty. Is this my team? No, it's not my team. Rally for the siege. Attack the cities. Yep. Occupy areas. I mean, it's just kind of going over everything. Let's click this. Okay. Just for those who maybe haven't done this or haven't paid much attention before, I'll go over the kind of the rules here. Players will form 12 leagues to fight for cities in Gold Sand Province. The league that occupies the Gilded City in Gold Oak in the central zone at the end will be crowned victorious. So these two are really important because each one gives you a really large amount of diamonds as a reward. I think it's like over 20,000 each. So winning this is a pretty big deal. So your league, there are 12 leagues. They consist of either clans that are pre-built that you sign up for, or you just sign up individually and you get thrown into one to fill them out. So the Golden Frontier event is divided into 4 phases: Dawn of Discovery, Border, Skirmish, Golden Frenzy, and Crown's Reckoning. Each phase will unlock new areas for players to fight over. Each day will be divided into the following phases: Rally, the Declaration, Siege, and Calculation. The League leader and deputy must declare war on a city during the declaration phase. In the rally phase, players can add their teams to the rally queue and then start battle during the siege phase. The honor spotlight will start after the battle ends. Once your league has occupied a city, you can occupy the city's resource zones to gain production rewards periodically and over time, unlock the treasures to gain powerful effects, and even more rewards. 6 players who perform exceptionally well during the siege phase will be on the stage during the honor spotlight and receive rewards. Okay, so make sure it's the same thing. Yep, collect treasures, get buffs. There we go. All right. Capitals increases. Okay, blah, blah. So you can see one thing to keep in mind is oh wow, got some rewards up here. Sure, I'll take these. I'll take the leaf. Okay. You want to be checking the mail. There's nothing there now, but alrighty. Or your league chat, because this is where a lot of communication from the leaders will be. People who are leading your league will be kind of telling you where to go, where not to go, what to prioritize with attacking. If you click this bottom right thing down here, you can see the shop. This is where, as you collect shells, you can actually buy real rewards, but you have to hit these different thresholds. So I have to get 10,000 total accumulated shells, and then 30,000, 60, and then 100,000. So that's the importance of kind of doing the Vault of Riches, doing things that basically increases your ability to get more shells, to gain more per day. The importance of resource zones, stuff like that. And so looks like we are currently rallying. So I'm going to go ahead and rally with my team. And it does cost money to rally and do different things, or not money, but shells, but it's worth it. Like you need to do that, or else you're not going to get anywhere in the game. So make sure you're doing that as well. There's perks, beast perks. I think this is new. Ascend this beast here to enjoy the following perks and the corresponding all heroes. So if I ascend, so basically motivation to ascend this pet, aka spend money to ascend the pet. Interesting thing. I don't feel strongly either way. And then the last thing you can see is the battle reports. Today's intel, occupation log. You can see I got the resource zone, and then the league mail, where generally communication is sent out to kind of tell you what to do, what not to do, etc. Sometimes it makes sense to defend in certain positions, and you can defend by going to your city and garrison. I don't know. Yeah, he's already at the... No, I do not want to spend money. Go away. Thank you. And then early on, it's honestly going to be pretty quiet. Oh, what's this? So I can spend 10 shells to get that. So it looks like they have these things called caravans at each city, where you can use some of your shells to buy resources, or you can use money to buy things. 10, I mean, it's not a whole, $5 is, I feel like this is more of like a $3 deal, but whatever. You want to spend money, you will. But, 10 shells, totally worth it for that. I think the consensus will be just to buy them at every time you have one available, because that's super cheap. You can also, if you are someone who wants to spend money, or you really want to like be in a try-hard league, you can unlock a spot with money. Personally, I just don't think it's worth it. But for those of you who are really competitive, or just want the upper hand, or just want to buy it just to get this, you can do that. Honestly, just the resources alone, not a horrible deal, but that's just an option I wanted to show. So as far as the leagues go, you can see ours is close to max capacity, is at 141. The top 4 people or 5 people, combat wise, will be the leaders, and then the kind of deputies under here who will be kind of making decisions, sending communications, stuff like that. I think I'm like 18 or something. Maybe I'm not even 18. Where am I? There I'm 29. So I'm not even in the top. So I will not be in that area, which is totally fine because I don't have time for that right now. And then let's see. If you click the attack down here, you can kind of see where your team is kind of rallying to or attacking right now, because there's only one city to go for. That's just going to have that. So you can go here, you can click go, it'll bring you to the city. You can go details, see what the first occupation rewards are, what is garrisoned here. It's just a bunch of bots. You can see it's an easy dub, basically meant to let you continue on. Now, if we go out on the map, we can see here are the different leagues. So there's our league, there's this league. Let's go a little farther out. Okay. You can see that there's two leagues kind of paired next to each other each time. The purpose of that is so you're kind of next to someone, and then you eventually kind of are competing with that person. And then as you progress, you will basically be both trying to get to here. That's kind of your first goal, is to occupy this. And once you occupy the Howl Keep, you get a lot of access to this area, where then you'll kind of be forced to play against whoever won between these two leagues. And obviously it can go back and forth depending on how competitive it is. And then the goal is to get to this center area where you can see the Gilded City and the Gold Oak Tree. Zoom in on that. And these are the big daddies. This is what's going to give you a lot of rewards, a lot of loot. This is the long-term goal over the entire event. And so that's what you're going to be gunning for. Obviously, there can really be only one or two winners. One could have Gilded, one could have Gold Oak, and then you can be like, yay, we each get good rewards. But there's 12 leagues, so it's not everyone's going to win. You do get good resources naturally just from playing this event. You can see here that you can get diamonds passively by occupying different resource zones that have diamonds, like this one, these ones, so on. So I would say the diamonds should always be your priority as far as resource zones. The gem veins are probably above that. I mean, obviously, I think gem veins and diamonds are the two that you really want to prioritize, because gem is for the actual event. It'll help you progress in the event, and diamonds are just something to have, which is nice. I don't think there's any pools for the shells. If there somehow is somewhere, obviously you want to prioritize that too. But I would say the essence pool is the last one to prioritize. You can still get it, but if you only have limited resource zones, up here you can see I only have two. I have one of two occupied. You want to focus on those diamonds and the gems being above diamonds if you are really wanting to be competitive in this game. Let's see, anything else? Let's click here. Nope. You can see the different phases. The first one is 3 days long. The next one will go on for, looks like 3 or 4 days. And then the Golden Frenzy is the longest, I believe, for about 6 days or a week. And then this one afterwards. I don't know how long this one lasts. Let's look at the league quests. When the phase ends, rewards will be sent based on the league's quest completion status and each member's phase contribution rankings. When the phase ends, if the league has completed all quest objectives and the player ranks in the top 60 in the league phase contributions, they will receive the elite rewards. When the phase ends, if the league has completed all quest objectives and the player ranks below 60th in the league phase contributions, they will receive common rewards. So, where did I go back? How did I get back there? Basically, you can see here I am at 118th out of 60. I will be able to claim common rewards. At this point, that doesn't really mean anything because everyone's at the same point. That just means people have they've occupied things a little bit earlier than I have, which is totally fine. But the goal is the more active you are, the more contributions you're doing, the better rewards you'll get is the kind of incentive here. So I'm definitely gonna be trying to get those elite rewards every time because I want these wish sleeves and I want the spirit dukes. I want to build up my pets to see what he's like when he's a little bit stronger. And then lastly, the Vault of Riches. You can see here, this is where you can use your gyms. This is why it's important to prioritize those gyms so you can unlock these quicker, which then lets you do more things, lets you occupy more zones. It's kind of like a snowball effect. And then you want to make sure you're doing these things. You see here, I've unlocked 2 treasures. The treasures are here. That's gonna be my first thing I'm prioritizing is trying to get 5. Participate in 4 attacks. I'll naturally just do that by participating in the event. So that's cool. Let's see. Anything else I can do? Okay, go away. There you go. You can see here. So we can see the other leagues. Yeah, all leagues. You can see here that all the leagues are they've kind of evened them out very evenly. They're all around 140, which is great. I think that will make this a lot more enjoyable for people. Beforehand, it was like one league of 160 maxed out, and then one with 30 people, and then one with 50, and it was just like unfair, and no one was having fun. But now it looks like it's going to be actually pretty competitive. So I'm curious to see how intense this is. I feel like this is going to get pretty serious with people getting pretty uptight about stuff. But I'm all for it. I'm excited to see what happens here. Can I loot anyone? Yeah, let's go ahead and loot some dudes. So let's go ahead and look at the information. After the daily rally phase begins, adventurers can mobilize arms in the armory of their league's capital. Adventurers can exchange tide shells for arms to obtain more tide shells after 4 hours. The league will also receive an equal amount of gear value when preparations begin. Each player can only mobilize arms once during the rally siege phase. Players will be unable to mobilize arms within 4 hours before the siege phase begins. During arms mobilization, the more tide shells a player spends, the better returns they will get for their investment, but the amount they lose when looted will also increase accordingly. When an adventurer begins mobilizing arms, they will be in the disorganized state, and if they are looted during this time, their team will be greatly weakened. Once looting reaches a certain value, they will become inattentive, during which they are slightly weakened. Eventually, their state will return to normal. Adventurers can loot enemy leagues while they are mobilizing arms, gaining some of the tide shells the enemy lost. Each looting attempt costs a certain amount of stamina, which is restored to max every day when the rally phase begins. So make sure you're doing this to use our stamina every day because it will kind of be refunded or refilled every day. When you lose a loot battle, you will receive a small amount of tide shells based on the number of enemy teams defeated. When the league's gear value reaches a certain amount, of all of their teams will be enhanced when they're attacking cities. So let's just go ahead and attack these dudes. Victory. Give me, so you see I got some loot. I lost some of my stamina. I don't know if there's a big difference between these. Sure. Yep. Thanks for the free stuff. Yep. There we go. Nice. Okay. Cool. Used all my stamina. This I did against League 9. I think those are the people closest to us. Yeah. So my guess is it's probably best to just do it against whoever's closest because you will end up battling them, and any disadvantages you can put them at, it's probably a good thing. Let's see. You can edit your teams here if you want to edit your teams. I will not be editing my team. I think my team's fine. And I think that is about it for the first day. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's really important to mention. But I think at this point, this is what I can do. It's going to start kind of getting a little more intense once you occupy this first zone. And then you can go to these 2. You can start occupying different resource zones, getting the caravans, so on and so forth. Make sure you get this diamond resource pool once you get this first city. And then eventually we're going to probably start battling the person next to us, and then the next phase will begin eventually, and then that's how it's going to be. So that's a quick look at Expedition and its final phase. I will continue doing updated videos of this probably every day or so. Basically, anytime there's a significant change or difference, I will mention or go through it a little bit, show my progress. I haven't done much on the Golden Frontier or Expedition in the past, but now that it's out of beta, I think it's important to kind of give a little more context of this. But that is the video for today. let's go ahead and wrap it up. I know I got a leaf from that. Oh, I got 2 leaves. Thank you. Make sure you get your free one here. Why is this still showing? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 wishes. Let's see if I get lucky. Last one. Nope. Okay. Well, didn't get lucky in that one, but we will get more of those as I progress in the expedition. So make sure you're doing expedition. But that's the end of the video, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, make sure you're subscribed. We are close to 900 subscribers, which is getting me even closer to my goal of 1,000. If you guys like these videos, make sure you like and subscribe below. And as always, have a great rest of your day. Peace.